Hello friends, welcome to my channel KBS Technocraft and Python tutorial day 2. I hope you had a chance to check out my previous tutorials for day 1 and you have installed the Python and editor for coding exercise. If not, then I would request you to please go through that. You can find the link in description. Day 1 tutorials covers a lot of important information for Python development environment setup and basic of Python that could be useful to you. Today, we are going to understand the variable declaration syntax in Python. Before we go for the exercise, I would like to discuss what are the variables and also I would like to discuss how to set up the environment for exercise. Okay, so I hope you have Visual Studio installed or any other editor installed on your system. Now, you can open that folder and create a simple hello.py file, or you can give any name to this particular file. Now if you have not done it, what you can do that you can execute this command on command prompt one by one, and you will be able to create a folder called day2 variables. You can give any name whatever you like it, and then you go see the first command. When you put it, it will be make directory day2 variable, and then it will be cd day2 variable will open that particular directory, and when you type code dot then it will open you the Visual Studio code whatever I have open it here, and then you can add a file here. So this is just for environment setup how you can do that. You can refer this. I have added this detail into the description. You will be able to find it. Now let's say consider I have created a file and I want to check that this environment is working fine or this file codes are working fine. But I will do that. I just print a test. Print is basically a Python system defined function which used to print this value whatever you pass that string. So let's say consider I given a message, or let's say consider a string test, then I'm able to see the test. Now what are the variables? Basically in Python, variables are used to store value that can be accessed and manipulated by a program. A variable is essentially a name given to a value or an object, which can then be used to refer to that value or object throughout the program. To create a variable in Python, you need to assign a value to a name using the equal operator. For example, let's say consider you want to create a integer variable with value 1. So what we can do, we can create a x equal to 1. Now here x is a variable name and 1 is the value. So if you try to print it, print x, you will be able to see the value x here. You can see here the value x are displayed here. Okay, now the name x is associated with the value 1. You can use this variable in your program by referring to its name. For example, you could print value of x in console by writing print x as I have explained you there. Now let's say consider you want to define a string variable. So how you can do that? In Python, you can just put the string value here. I'm just trying, this is a string value, and when you run this program, what will happen? It will be considered as a string value, and same x variable can store. When I define integer value, it will be able to store integer value. When I assign a string value, it's able to store the string value. In Python, the variables is dynamically typed. That means Python is a dynamically typed language which means that you need to specify the data type of the variable when you create it. The data type is inferred from the value assigned to a variable. For example, in the case the code whatever we have seen that the value type x is an integer when we first time define, but when we define a value, assign the value as a string, it also works. That means the Python is a dynamically typed language. Now we will see what are the different data types are there into the Python. So let's go there and try to declare different type of variables. Okay, so for example, x equal to, let's say consider int int variable which you can pass one or anything, and then float variable which we can pass 1.2 whatever it is, and then boolean value